Perspective Blog X Lakers-fandom. Before we get to the content, I would like to thank all my subscribers for your support. If you are not a subscriber, I invite you to support the channel, subscribe, and turn the notifications on. Thank you for your support. Welcome to Perspective of Lakers-fandom. I am EA Crespo. We are waiting for Casey from LA Sports Live. And when he gets here, we are going to... Okay. When he gets here, I'm going to put the other part here. All right. So I want to ask if you guys can hear me, because I don't have the I didn't bring the you know how am I forget the words, but I didn't bring the microphone that I use usually, and so I am wondering if you can hear me or not. So the Lakers won, you know that, against the Nets, and I want to discuss how scary the Lakers are going to be now that that we are seeing kind of the Drummond effect. We're probably gonna be on that note, talking about the Drummond effect, how it's affecting the team, how the defense is getting so good that it's carrying the Lakers over situations that are, better right now than what they are. All right. All right. Let me. So, I want to start with a question to everybody that, everybody that tune in. Me writing it down while I tell you. What did you guys see?
What's up, brother? Here I am.
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Hey, big victory last night. Still feeling good.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
So
what's on your mind?
so what do you think was the effect? You know, the Drummond effect on that game. That because I kind of figured out that a lot of what you saw in the offense in that game, I think it was generated with the threat of Drummond in the middle.
Well, I think um well, I mean, this is the first time we've talked since Drummond has arrived.
Uh-huh.
So I think the first game, of course, when he got injured, we didn't really get to see the real Drummond. That was his first game in since February, right? I think they shut him down sometime in February.
Mm-hmm.
The Cleveland Cavaliers. So of course, we got to just throw that game out. And then I guess against the, so he missed a couple games, right? And then he played against Miami. Then
Mm-hmm.
we got to see him, you know, assert himself. Um, and then last night we got to see him. We kind of, we got to really see the real Andre Drummond.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Big, strong, aggressive. I don't think when all the big guns come back that we're going to need him offensively speaking as much. But I think his impact is, his impact was definitely felt on the boards. He was just a big physical presence, and I don't think he's not 7 feet tall, right? He's like 6'10" or 6'11" or something like
Uh-huh.
that. But he's a real big dude, bro. Big, like I don't know how much they list him weight wise, but he's got to be close to 275, 280, or I don't know, man. But he's a big, strong guy, man, and he's just a guy that the Lakers need to put alongside Anthony Davis, man. He's
Yeah.
gonna he's gonna be able to do all the dirty work for AD, man. So I know AD is happy to have
Yeah. I think when you have somebody like Drummond, there's two things that you're going to get from him. One is that he's a crazy rebounder, and I forgot. Adamant was his last name. The guy who was the coach of the Blazers between the end of the 80s, and he was like he emphasized on rebounds because he his philosophy was that rebounding would uh, get you to win games. And even though we had guys, we didn't have the rebounding power except for Dwight Howard. And to me, he's kind of like Dwight in the sense of um, being able to put double doubles. Now, what he brings aside from that is the passing. He's a very good passer, and because he attracts the defense, which is what happened with the man. He was attracting the defense, so somebody was leaving a shooter free. And I believe that's the reason why you had so many guys scoring double figures. We had 8 guys scoring double figures in that game. Also because Taylor Horton Tucker was, penetrating and kicking the ball out to the right person. Um, but Schroeder, even when he wasn't there, he was scoring like he was 1 point ahead of Kyrie in terms of scoring. when they were kicked out. Now, what do you think about Schroeder didn't even know he had the first technical. I don't know if you heard his interview. He didn't even know he had his first technical. So when he got the second one, which he kept the problem is that he kept asking Kyrie, "What are you mad about? Why are you like that?" So
Yeah,
he
I
got the
did.
second one. Uh-huh.
No, sorry. Yeah, I did hear. I did hear Shore's post game comments, and it is what it is. The refs teed them up, threw them both out. I was, in one respect, I'm glad they threw them both out. So, the Lakers detractors couldn't say, oh, they threw Kyrie out but kept Schroeder in. So if they was going to get somebody thrown, I'm glad they both got thrown out, so there will be no more excuses. But the thing about it is, I didn't hear Kyrie's comments. I didn't get around to listening to him. But the thing about it is, we heard what Schroeder said, but how are we to know if he told us everything that happened? They're not going to tell us everything
Yeah.
that's said. So there was probably something that he said specifically, maybe, I don't know, and definitely something that Kyrie said specifically, I don't know.
Yeah,
That angered the refs and threw him out.
I wouldn't even ask him, I wouldn't, like, if I was Schroeder, I wouldn't even ask Kyrie why he's mad. Like, I wouldn't even go there because I know that could get me a technical foul. So,
Right.
even though I understand why, but it's hard to swallow because in the game, Taylor Horton Tucker was suspended in a fight that he didn't wasn't even there. And
Well,
I know there's a rule that you can't walk in, but in that moment, I mean, even the coaches are walking in to try to stop the fight. And the other thing is, in that fight, why was and I can't remember if there was anybody else. Why was uh, uh, Montrez taking taken out by the referees when a lot of people were shoving and pushing, and he didn't look like he was doing anything but separating people.
yeah, it's very hard to kind of figure out what the refs are thinking on each situation. The only thing we know for sure is, you know, we know they do have the rules, and THT he didn't, THT was actually at the scorers table. He
Yeah,
wasn't on the bench. He was actually at the scorers table getting ready to check in the game. And like he said, all he did was take a couple steps onto the court, and that was enough. They're gonna go back and look at the film, and they saw that he did go on the court, so he got suspended. But the thing about it is, in retrospect, if the so he was suspended, after that game. That was versus Toronto, right? So the next game was against Miami. He wasn't available. Hell, the Lakers could very well be on a nice little winning streak. If THT wasn't suspended versus Miami, the
exactly.
Lakers, they could have very well won that game versus Miami, because that was a very winnable game versus Miami. So, Laker fans, we do kind of have a reason to be upset about it, but man, it is what it is. I
And the
can't
thing
explain.
is,
I can't explain why Montrez got thrown out. I thought it.
my
I just thought it
question
should
is,
have been. Go ahead.
my question is, of all the people in the altercation, Montrez is taking out. Nobody else that I remember. And Taylor Horton Tucker was suspended, but nobody else was suspended that I know of. Why these two Lakers and the guy who body slammed Shooter didn't get anything?
No, he was. Well,
You see?
yeah, he was kicked. Remember in the Toronto game, Trez and the guy who did the body slam, OG Anobi, whatever his name, I call him Obi-Wan
Oh
Kenobi.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
He
was
was kicked out, and there were two players. There were two players from the Toronto bench that left the bench.
that were suspended.
They were suspended. Yeah,
Oh, I tried
yeah,
to
they
look
were.
for information. I couldn't find.
Yeah, but still,
Any,
it's still kind of a head scratcher about Trez why he was kicked out.
yeah.
I don't know. To me, that was kind of a head scratcher, but it is what it is. And like I said, the situation in Brooklyn, we don't know what was really said between the players. So, because we're already in the third quarter, right? So it couldn't have been, to me, it couldn't have been just regular trash talking because no, this is already in the third quarter. I'm pretty sure that there had already been some chirping already.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on, man, with the refs. It's really inconsistent with the refs, and at this point, I guess we just have to live with it.
Right. So, what I was gonna say, like, what do you think about how the Lakers are moving the ball? How like this game looked very, very. I mean, I know the Nets are not the best defending team, but I think the Lakers are starting to get some help. And I don't know if that, like you said, when Davis and LeBron come back, most of these guys are not going to have the chances that they had here. But the fact of the matter that they are getting a good chemistry together right now, like even McKinney, man, McKinney played great in the time he played defense, and he scored. And um, I don't know. I don't remember if did Costas
No,
score.
thank goodness. I don't even think he played. Yeah, I don't think he played, but
No, I think he got fouled. I think he got.
I don't remember seeing Costas play. But what you're saying is correct. The team is definitely coming together, and the team
Yeah,
is definitely
He scored 3 points. Three
okay.
points, one assist, and one rebound. So even Costas, uh, even Costas scored in that game.
Um.
It was 2 minutes only. It was
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you were saying, man, look, the team is coming together, and it's gonna come in handy later on in the season and maybe in the playoffs. You know, hopefully when everybody comes back healthy, we don't have any setbacks, and then we could just move forward and go for the chip.
Yeah.
But you said like you're saying, the team is coming together, and if we like I said, man, if we would have had a THT versus Miami, the Lakers could be very well on a nice little win streak, and
Yeah.
still, if the Lakers if the Lakers, excuse me, beat the Knicks tomorrow, they'll be 6-6 since LeBron has been out.
You know,
And to me,
if
that's what I wanted them to be. Once
yeah,
when LeBron went out, I said, look, hopefully they could be, as long as they can be a 500 ball club. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can ask for. Hold on one second.
yeah, yeah. That's why this victory was so sweet because because I don't think many fans, including me, we didn't think they were going to win. Probably if they would have won, would have been by one or two, maybe, But the fact that they beat them by 25 points, that was that was sweet. Um, and Schroeder scored 19 points even when he was only 20 minutes in the game. Drummond was 22 minutes and he scored
You
20
there?
points and 11 rebounds. You know, so I don't know. You can get Drummond and rest AD and LeBron. You can get Drummond and uh, part of the bench, Kuzma, and I don't think they are not going to be scoreless. They're going to have the lakes they had in other in other games. What do you think about that? I think. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up a
Yeah.
little bit. Can you hear
So
me?
what do you think about um, you know, like having Drummond? Like I think right now with the roster they have, you could rest LeBron, AD, and still have scoring punch like with I don't know Horton Tucker and Drummond and Macklemore, Kuzma. Right? I don't know. I can't see like you're frozen, so I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if it's stream darts or let's see. Okay, waiting for him to come back. That's a question that I ask anybody watching this. If you are watching from Periscope, if you're watching from Twitter, please comment. Um, don't know if they show like sometimes they show the people watching at Twitter, sometimes they don't. So like if you are watching from Twitter, please get into the comments and with questions or comments or anything, and we will be able to talk about those, right? Because I am not like a guru or anything like that. We are just fans all here, and we like to respond. We like to comment, or we like to agree or disagree with you uh, respectfully. All right. So um, that is my theory. My theory is with Drummond in the middle, the defense have to play from outside to the paint. And a lot of teams, when the Lakers were winning and they were at the top, a lot of teams were probably preparing against the Lakers to defend the 3-point shots because that's where the Lakers were really killing everybody at the beginning. And you know that their 3-point shooting percentage went down like into a dive, and from I don't know, almost 40% we went into 28%, right? So my okay, he's trying to fix his internet to send me a message. So he'll be right back when he can fix that problem. So what is about that strategy that right now it's not working that much against Lakers? It's one is that the Lakers are able to jumpstart their offensive with the running game because now we are going to be getting more rebounds. Like I said before, Drummond is a rebound machine, and he may not be the rim protector that people want, but definitely he is a good defensive player, and he's got good hands to steal the ball. So that can generate a lot of fast break offense for the Lakers, which is usually something that jumpstart the Lakers offense in those times where you can get like on the offensive side. All right.
Okay, I'm back. Nice and clear now.
Okay. So I don't know if you heard what I was mentioning before that I believe that teams at the beginning I don't know if you remember that the Lakers were they were killing people on the 3 point on the three line because they were almost like 40% from 3 point, and then they took a dive and went to 28%. I believe that one of the reasons is that teams started to prepare to guard the Lakers 3 point line, and because uh, guys like Marc Gasol weren't producing, and Anthony Davis wasn't already like he was already going to he was injured. I think that's when they took a deep dive on the 3 point shooting because it was easier uh, to pressure the Lakers if there was not a scoring punch in the paint. That's where LeBron started to to go inside a lot, and that's how he got hurt too. You know, and so I don't know what do you think about that?
You, you know what? You might be right. The Lakers, they did, well, we saw what happened, but yeah, they did start right red hot from threes at the beginning of the season. And, we were all kind of wondering, hey, man, is this, is this going to keep up or what's going on? But you might be right. Some teams saw the scouting reports and were able to prepare for it. But at the same time, uh, we saw this team display these same type of characteristics last season.
Hmm.
They get a hot streak and then they hit a real bad streak. So it's kind of hard to tell. It's just really kind of hard to tell how good of a 3 point shooting team this team is. But to me, I just kind of tend to think they're just average. If you look at the
Yeah.
Lakers stats, uh,
Mhm.
if you look at the Lakers stats, one stat you should look at, and usually it kind of determines if they win or not, is how they shoot from threes. If the
Mhm.
Lakers shoot anything above, let's say 37 to 38 or even better from threes, they usually tend to win. But when they have those games where they really suck and they shoot in the 20s,
Uh,
forget about it, man. It just ain't gonna happen. On nights like that, it's just not gonna happen for the Lakers
yeah,
because, especially right now, because they just don't have the scoring punch. With LeBron and AD being out, but
yeah,
and that is why Rob Pelinka went out there and he grabbed Ben McLemore because um, the
yeah.
team
He
needed
scored
more.
like
The team needed
four
more
three
showing.
pointers. He scored 43
Yeah,
points and out of five,
yeah.
which is pretty good. And that's another thing, the Macklemore effect. Now they have to worry about another 3-point shooter, and I think now with there's a few things also that happened last year. Last year they were looking for a guy who could drive the basket in and kick it out, and I always said in my videos last year they didn't need to look for him because Taylor Horton Tucker could do that.
Right,
They
right.
kept him in the G League where he was already scoring 33, 37 points. You know, I thought that moment was a time to get him into the big team, but they waited until later. But he was the driver. And in that game, you see he scored 14 points and 11 assists.
You
So
know,
he played the point guard
go ahead.
pretty well.
Oh yeah, you know, watching that game last night and watching THT play, man, you know what I was thinking? I was like, man, damn, I just can't wait till he gets better because when I'm not
Yeah.
complaining about him now, man, but we watch him. He's kind of sort of predictable, on
Yeah.
what he wants to do, which is fine. He's a young player, but we just see so much. When you watch him play, man, you just see so much raw talent, and it's something we have something to look forward to with THT, man. The
Yeah.
bad passes, the charges, I mean, the fouls and all that kind of stuff that he does. That's just something we're gonna have to kind of live with because basically he
Yeah.
still is just a rookie. But
Yeah.
I just
One
can't
of
wait
the
to
things,
watch him for the next couple of years.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And the one thing is when this happens, when he goes too desperate, like when he keeps his composure, he can score a lot of points and he can pass the ball to the right people and all that kind of stuff. And he did some boneheaded uh, plays in that game, but 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 he still managed to get double doubles, 3 steals.
Right.
It's not just the offense; it's the defense. Now, there's two things that I think he needs to work on: his outside shooting,
Right.
and he have to become a better user of his left hand because he
Yeah.
depends too much on the right hand. If he gets to do that, he's gonna be a superstar
Yeah.
because he
I
won't
think
be able to
if he's
stop.
if he's really the worker that we think he is, and I'm pretty sure that's those two things are what he'll be working on. Come this summer. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get in the lab with somebody and work on those things because there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are gonna happen this offseason. He's gonna be a free agent. I don't expect he'll go anywhere, but you never know. So he's definitely gonna want to work on his game and improve his game, and I'm pretty comfortable. I'm pretty sure he will.
Do the Lakers have their birthrights, right?
Yeah, they. He's not. I don't think he's an unrestricted free agent. I think he may be restricted. I'm not for
Mhm.
sure on that, but I, from what I understand, the Lakers are going to have the last to match anything that he's offered. So, I mean, unless some team comes offer him some stupid, ridiculous amount of money, which is always entirely possible, I'm pretty sure the Lakers will make every effort to keep him. I
Well,
have to look it up for sure to find out if what his options are.
do you think the that Shooter is gonna get what he's asking from the Lakers?
Depends on the playoffs. I think it depends on
Yeah.
the playoffs. We'll see what happens. I don't really have a problem with Schroeder asking for the amount of money he's looking for because it's it's not about whether he's worth it, right? Because to me, this is the way I see it. It's not about whether he's worth it or not, because it's just what the market dictates. Because there's plenty of players who make the amount looking for, or even make more, who are obviously not worth the money. But that's not the issue here. The issue is he's got 7 years in the league, and so he's entitled to a certain amount of money. A certain money, and his I think his max salary hits like 23, $24 million. And a lot of people don't know. They don't talk about this in the media, but um, they don't know what the TV money is gonna be after next season. So the reason why I believe he didn't sign is because he could possibly get even more money from the Lakers this offseason. It's not because he thinks he can go somewhere else and get more. It's like, no, because the
Kind of
Lakers,
like
they
the
have
way
his very
AD,
right.
like
It was almost just like almost the same thing. It's almost like the same thing that happened with AD over the last
I got
offseason.
I got somebody, Franklin Young. He commented that we need these guys. I don't. Uh, I don't know if it's tuned in because I don't see. Um, but Franklin Young, I I'm I'm guessing that he's talking about LeBron and AD, that we need him back. Definitely, we need him back. What I
Oh
like
yeah, for
about
sure.
yeah, what I like about them not being here right now is one is forcing the team to, players to grow and take
Right,
shots and take risks.
right,
And the other
and
thing
be
is,
aggressive and be
yeah,
aggressive. Look, we
and the
watch
other thing
the
is,
games, right, and we
yeah,
can obviously see the players are playing different because they don't have to look over their shoulder. They all have the green light. They all can be
uh-huh,
aggressive. So we can obviously see that they play different now versus when
yeah,
LeBron and AD are there.
yeah. And the other thing is, LeBron and AD are resting. I mean, they are they are being protected because of the injuries, but they are
Right,
resting, and that's going to
right,
be important in the playoffs.
right, right. That we all know. Look, the real OGs like me, we know what's up. The Lakers did not get their proper rest, and this is why, because the quick turnaround, and this is why AD came out hurt. This is why a lot of players ended up hurt this season because the quick turnaround. So, I mean, we didn't want LeBron to go down, but guess what? It's just going to turn out to be a blessing in disguise. They are resting. My only concern is, and I think the Lakers already have it figured out, is I'm pretty sure they've sat down and decided, look, we're going to bring AD back on this date, and we're going to bring LeBron back in this date, and we think this is going to be enough time for them to come back, get the chemistry back, get the chemistry with Drummond. You know, they still got to establish the chemistry still a little bit with Trez and Schroeder, and then we can make a run for the playoffs. But they've got it all figured out, bro. Nobody in Lakerland is panicking. They've got it all figured out, I believe.
You know, what do you think about what what do you think about Kuzma's 30 points and he's been scoring around 15, 13. I think I see Kuzma with a little bit more confidence, gaining confidence. Because last year, everybody was disappointed. Like I said a few times in a few videos, when you come back from an injury and you re-injure, and then you come back, you have to grow into, your capabilities again. And Kuzma didn't have the opportunity for that because right after he came back from the second injury, he played like 5 games, and it was March, and the season ended. And so I'm seeing Kuzma getting a little bit better and better. What's your take on that?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You were kind of breaking up
Can
there.
you hear
You
me?
were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're just kind of breaking up.
Kuzma
I think you last.
going this year versus last year.
Oh, yeah. We've seen the improvement, man. You know, the thing about Kuzma, I like Kuzma. I want to keep Kuzma, but I don't know how consistent he will ever be unless he starts. Because we saw um, after AD went out, they put him in the starting lineup, but then for and that lasted for so many games. But then they ended up putting him back on the bench. Why is that? I don't know. But all I
Mhm.
know is Kuzma. There's a lot of talent, man, but he is to a certain degree inconsistent, man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a smart guy because he finds other ways to contribute because he wants to play,
Mhm.
whether that be defense, rebound, or whatever. But it's just like you say, one night, man, he could go off for 30, and
Mhm.
then the next night he could go 1 for 10. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't really know what
What
to make of it.
Kuzma,
And
what Kuzma
and I
is
pretty
going to show up in that game? What Kuzma is going to show up, if the high scoring Kuzma or the completely silent Kuzma?
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, he still is a young player, and
Yeah.
when the Lakers are fully healthy, basically, whatever we get from him is a bonus, offensively
Yeah.
speaking. But all the Lakers need him to do, all they really need him to do is play good defense when he's in there and the rebound and hit a few open shots because
And
because now we
mhm.
because now we have Trez coming off the bench. So I mean, we know Trez is going to score. Period. He is going to
Yeah.
score pretty consistently. Um, Kuzma, to me, he's not a jump shooter, bro. That is not his thing. He is not a jump shooter, but that's what
He's a
he's kind of.
slasher.
Yeah, he's really naturally a slasher, but on this team, when we're healthy, when we have our big guns, he's kind of reduced to being a shooter, and I just
Yeah.
don't think that's not really his thing. So we're probably gonna just continue to see him to be a little bit inconsistent. But as long as he still does the other things, I'm pretty sure we'll continue to see him get playing time.
Something about Kuzma is that I think one of the things that are jump starting his offense in these games, these last games that he the ones he played, um, is that he attacks the basket. He's more aggressive, trying to attack the basket. So when you are a shooter only, you become a one-dimensional player. They know that's what you're going to
Yeah,
do. And I
yeah,
think when
and we've
he,
seen that happen.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and so I think now that he's attacking the basket, when he gets the 3 point shot, he is not like the defense is far behind because if he gets too close to him, he will pass him and get inside. And he's not a good passer, but right now, even if he missed the shot, you got Trez inside to clear up any mess. And also, when he runs the court, he can make some baskets on fast break plays. I don't know if you remember that fast break play between Kuzma and Taylor Horton Tucker passing the ball
Yeah,
from one side to the other, and Kuzma ended up. I don't remember if it was a dunk, but that was pretty good. You know, I didn't see Kuzma running the ball last year like this year, and I think it's because of the injury. Because once you
yeah,
injure
it
the
could be,
second time in the same place, you kind of get scared of injuring again.
could be. Yeah, he had a lot of issues, different things last year, and sometimes that doesn't get talked about. But sometimes a guy, when they have issues, they never really fully prepare, or like you said, it could be in the back of their head of getting re-injured. Um, but like you said, he's better this season. But now it's going to be interesting to see how long this particular injury he has now, how long that will keep him out. Because even though I think the Lakers will be fine, they let him stay out as long as he needs to. But we just need make sure he comes back. When he comes back, he's totally healthy. But the Lakers are lucky because they're pretty deep. They're pretty deep, so they still have
Yeah,
Trez, and they still have Markeith. So just
that's
at this
another.
point, man, we just
Yeah,
have to hold on, man. We just have to hold on to the playoffs and make sure everybody's back and healthy by playoff time.
yeah, and I think we're doing way better than I think than what I thought. At least what I thought they would do. Like they lose, they lost that game against the the or nemesis in the finals last year, and it was not. It was by how many points? Three, two, one. I can't
Yeah.
remember. It was like a shot away or something like that. As
You
far as
talking
I
about against my? You
remember,
talking about against my? You talking about against
against
Miami?
yeah, against Miami.
Yeah. Well, the Lakers. Remember, had the Lakers could have won that game if Danny Green had made right. That was in the finals, right? When the
Oh
game
yeah,
five.
but I'm saying the one that we lost uh, before the last one, the one Taylor Horton Tucker wasn't in that game.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But we could have won that game too. Um, we missed a lot of shots at the end, and that's why they won. And the Toronto game, you know, those weren't easy games. And this game was supposed to be a blowout from the next two. Like we were supposed to be the ones blown out, and it didn't happen. It happened the opposite. We actually won by 25. So I think they are doing pretty
Yeah,
well. And that had to be
yeah.
scaring some teams, you know.
Well,
I
I
want to
mean,
see the healthy. I want to see the healthy Lakers versus the Jazz. By the way, it's AD coming back on the 17th.
we keep hearing these different things. 15th, 17th. I don't know. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to
Because
be soon. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be within the week. You know,
okay,
about maybe a week from now. I think he should be back.
because
But like you were
because the
saying, man,
17th.
like you were saying, yeah, I think it's they were whichever because we the Lakers have two back to back games versus the Jazz, right? So what I think what I think what I heard is he's supposed to be coming back against the Jazz, but there's
Because
nothing written. It's not written in stone.
the 17th is my birthday, so I would love
Oh, okay.
to see
Oh
a
yeah, that'd
game
be great.
with
That'd be
AD
great.
in that.
Yeah, it'd be great to see him, man. It'd be great to see them both back healthy and get the team together and see how they look. All together healthy. Because I, for one, I don't really seen 100% Anthony Davis this season. I don't think we've seen it. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe the first couple games, I don't think we've. I don't think he's been completely healthy all season.
Yeah. I mean, the 71 days of rest alone, it's like crazy.
So
You know, like,
she
the
so
Lakers didn't
if
have any rest.
if AD comes back, a week from today, or like you were saying about the 17th, that'll give him 2 months off. So like you were saying, man, he comes back around that time, and then they were saying LeBron maybe a week or two after that. Um, like you were alluding to, man, that's bad news. Whether the other teams like it or not, or don't like it, I don't know, but that's gonna be bad news, man, because people talking about, oh, the Lakers, they're gonna fall to number 7 or number 8. They might have to go in the play-in tournament. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think once those guys get back within, if we have both of those guys back within 2 weeks from now, um,
Uh-huh.
I think the Lakers will push. I think the Lakers will push to get that 4th seed
Yeah.
at least, because we're sitting at 5th now, and I don't see I don't see why there's no reason why we can't at least get up to 4th. And if we get up to 4th, that means we could still at least host one, the first round of the playoffs.
And the thing about the Lakers is that the Lakers have been uh, better as visitors as they have been locals. So I don't know if there's any consolation for any team that the Lakers don't get to number one. you know,
Yeah,
I,
you know, originally we thought the seeding wasn't really going to matter, and then at the beginning of the season, the Lakers, they were really good on the road, and they sucked at home. So we didn't really care where they fell, but now
Mhm.
that the fans are being let back in the arenas,
Yeah,
the seating kind of does matter a little bit more. I don't think we'll see full arenas by the end of this season, but hell, by let's say by finals time, some of these arenas might be up to about 50% capacity, and if that's the
yeah,
case, if that's the
yeah,
case, going back to the '90s, Utah, you know, that might be a tough place to go to win on the road in Utah when with them fans going crazy up there, man.
Mhm.
That might be a tough place to win. I'm not saying the Lakers can't do it, but I'm just saying now sudden that dynamic we have to think about that now. It's not like there's not going to be fans. Yeah, there's going to be fans.
but something that I was gonna say. I watched some of the OKC games last season and the season before, and something I noticed is that Schroeder is also better as a visitor than as a local, which I mean, I don't know. What do you? The only guy that I'm really worried about that could be, and not so much because he scored as a visitor 37 points instead of Horton Tucker because he's the less experienced. But he is usual, like in seeing being a visitor never bother him. So I don't know. I don't know. He's the one that I'm worried the most. What do you
Yeah, I
think
mean, and
about
we
that?
know we know LeBron. We know LeBron loves it. We know he loves to play on the road in front of the opposing team's fans, and I think some of the other guys enjoy it too. I can't really explain what the deal was earlier this season with the Lakers at home. I just don't. They just weren't good at home, but on the flip side, like you were saying, some of the other players, they seem to like thrive being on the road or whatever. So it is what it is. Some of these guys they need different things to get them up, to get them motivated. I don't know, but the situation now is like when we're going fans, in the arenas, you know, you would think you would want to be on the home court as much as possible. So I don't know. This season and last season, a lot of things were different. A lot of things, were with the fans coming back to arena, man. That's gonna bring a little bit of normal. And people. I heard some people on the internet saying that you know, fans not being in the arena or fans being in the arena, that might attribute to some players how they're performing on the court because
Mhm.
I heard somebody say that about KCP, how when he went down to the bubble was making all those threes, and at the beginning of this season he was making all these threes, and now you know he's having a tough spot, and they were trying to say it might have something to do with the added pressure of people in the stands. I don't know, but people always come up with some kind of drama.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, the one thing that I would love from having fans is all these people that said that Lakers had a Mickey Mouse wing are gonna have to shut up. up because I want the Lakers to win this championship with people. So 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 they don't like what I want to see. What's the excuse? What the excuse is going to be this time?
Well, they can say whatever they want, but I think it's this weekend
Mm-hmm.
or whenever. When do the Lakers play the Celtics? That's next week. The end of next week. They're gonna see. They're gonna see that Mickey Mouse banner
What's the next
raised
game?
at Staples Center.
Yeah,
Yep. So call it
let
what
me
they
see.
want, Mickey
I'll
Mouse
tell
Cup,
you.
whatever they want to call it. That Mickey Mouse Championship banner is gonna be hanging up at Staples real soon. So they could call it whatever they want.
Well, the next one is the Knicks. After that, the Hornets. Why I'm not getting the whole schedule? Okay. Uh, Knicks, Hornets, Boston is Boston is the 15th and Utah the 17th. Utah again the 19th.
Okay. Okay.
So
So yeah, the 15th. Mhm.
originally, I heard he was going to be the Hornets game. I never heard
Mm.
anything about the Boston game, but now the last I heard it was going to be at Utah the 17th,
Yeah.
but because Utah
Yeah. That's
is
a
again
yeah.
coming the 19th, I don't know now. I hope it's the
Yeah.
17th because it's my birthday and I
Yeah.
want to see AD back.
Yeah. That's the last thing I heard. He's coming back against maybe on one of the Utah games, but they announced that the fans returned to the Staples Center on the 15th, and like you said, that's against the Boston Celtics, and the Lakers announced that they're gonna unveil the banner on that day because they had been holding it until the fans return. So that'll be the first game for the fans, and then they'll go ahead and unveil the banner. So just the
That's gonna
haters
be
and all the suckers, they can say whatever they want to call it, but guess what? That banner's gonna be hanging from Staples.
yeah,
Period.
yeah. You have to remember all the times that people had excuse for the Lakers championship. Where unfortunately, or we really don't care, but you know that we are like the Lakers are the villains of the NBA just because it's a team with more finals appearance. Now, even with the Celtics in championships, and we're probably going to get the next one. So, we like the Lakers are the villains of the NBA. Right. So,
Come here, Robin.
um, so what do we live right here because we got one over an hour, and then we come back next weekend.
Okay, that'll work, man.
All
Yeah, let's
right.
do it. Let's
So
do it again. Let's do it again
everybody,
next week.
LA Sports Live. Make sure you visit the channel, subscribe, and check out the videos. The same with us, Perspective Blog, ex Lakers-fandom. Make sure that you are connected. Check out the videos, and like I always say, take care of each other. and yourself. May God bless you all, and go Lakers.